Thank you, Haley. Hello, everyone. My name is Mohammed Mahmoud. I'm a senior solutions architect with Dynamics 365 FastTrack team. And today we're going to talk about the last chapter, chapter 4, Optimize of the Unified Interface Playbook. If you didn't get a chance to attend the previous chapters, please head over to our community site where you'll find all of the previous chapters, all of the content that we have that will help you transition into unified interface. As mentioned, today we're going to talk about the last and final chapter of the unified interface playbook. During this session, we're going to focus on how to measure and improve user adoption, some of the design principles you should adopt as you're going through your project, how to plan your next releases. We're also going to discuss some of the quick wins that you can enable and configure in the system to increase your user productivity. We'll also talk about the product release cycle and some of the new innovation we're releasing along with the unified interface. Okay, first thing is user adoption. So when you start thinking about transitioning from your web client to unified interface, one of the key aspects of success is thinking about user adoption, how you're going to monitor user adoption, and how you can improve it. The first thing that you want to do is to establish your success team. We have identified 4 core groups of users within your organization that can help you with your user adoption plans. The first and foremost one is the executive sponsors. You want to make sure that you have your executive sponsors on board. They are the users who are going to provide you with the business needs and objective. They also play a key active role in communicating the vision to the rest of the organization, as well as their executive peers. Second group is your success owners, and these basically you can think of them as your product owners or enablers within your organization. They will help identify the right stakeholders within your different department. They will also help translate the business objectives and goals into Dynamics 365 use cases and scenarios. They also own the overall communication and training execution. The third group that you have are your champions. Your champions are basically your subject matter experts within each organization receiving the change. They are basically the go-to person within your organization. They will help evangelize and promote the new way of change, and they will also they're also going to be engaged heavily with the project team right from the start till the very end. The last core user group that you want to look at are the early adopters. It's key to make sure that you're selecting the right participant for the early adopter program to make sure that you have a successful launch. These could be a subset of your champions or leaders from different departments. They are also some of the users who would typically struggle with adapting to new technology. So you want to be able to capture their feedback early on. They can also be users within the different organizations that are known for providing constructive feedback. Here is an example of a set of best practices supporting roles as you look at user adoption. You'll notice here that we have the 4 key user groups, but we also included training lead, communication leads, and department leads as they play a key role into user adoption. I also wanted to highlight one of the most important roles here is innovation lead. Innovation lead is someone within your department that will always have an eye on new technologies and updates that is being rolled out, and able to identify valuable solutions to the business. Once you have your success team in place, you want to think about your usage metrics. What exactly you're going to be monitoring in the system. A great start for you is to look at your business goals. What are you trying to achieve? So in a sales scenario, for example, this could be improving your revenue per customer, improving your upsell opportunities, or achieve a higher win rate. Then you start taking those services and processes related to these goals and break them down into actions and activities that the users will have on a day-to-day basis. These are the KPIs that you want to track in the system. Now if you look at these actions and activities in the system, there are a significant number of actions in the system. It could be in hundreds. So you want to make sure that you're targeting the right set of KPIs to monitor. We usually recommend that you start with a small set of KPIs and then review and update over time. Once you have your initial set of KPIs, you want to engage with the business to make sure that you have a good understanding of the current state of the business. You also want to get an agreement from the business or any assumption that you may have. Run an assessment with the business to get a good understanding of where the business is today, what are the gaps and challenges the users have today, and if there are any differences in terms of KPIs from within the different user groups that you're targeting. Get a good understanding of how the users of the user journey within the system. This will help you also identify any potential opportunities for improvement. Make sure you capture all of the details. If you have any other external systems, you want to capture all of the details. This is an ongoing cycle. So this is, as you do this initially as part of your setup, you need to basically capture the current state, and then with time you'll revisit that and improve on that. Some of the options that you have to monitor adoption today. For IT administrator, you can use the Common Data Services Analytics to review and understand the system usage and other service information. So basically, the Common Data Service Analytics provide you a high level of the system usage. So it basically breaks down active users by security role or by device. It also provides you with a good high level of what are the user operations in terms of updates, reads and deletes across system entities as well as custom entities. Now, for business KPIs, you want to use Dynamics 365 with charts and dashboard. This allows you to drive KPIs from business activities. It's best to focus on these actual business KPIs and create reports indicating adoption from business data points. If you're looking for an enhanced or advanced reporting capabilities, you can also export these and use the Power BI reports and dashboards capabilities. One example of using the Common Data Services to capture usage for a specific app is to basically create a security role for this app and then assign that security role to every user that's going to have access to this app. This could be very helpful if you're looking at deploying a pilot app where you have only one app that the users are going to access. So you want to basically get an understanding on how frequent the users are going to use this app versus using their standard web client. Another very important way to capture user feedback is using surveys. When you're looking at asking the user for for a feedback, you want to basically get a good understanding of what's your objective from the survey and who's the audience that you're targeting with surveys. So for example, are you going to target everyone, all of the users across your organization with a high overview of the feedback for the system, or you're gonna target a specific subset of users, for example, your sales team, regarding a specific sales process that you have implemented recently. The second consideration that you want to look at is the survey length and frequency. You don't want your surveys to be too short, so that it's not meaningful for you and it's not really providing a good feedback and not reflecting a real image of what the users feel. And you don't want it to be too long that the users will basically not complete the survey. You also want to make sure that it's not too frequent, so users start ignoring your survey. In terms of using open versus closed questions, you want to mix your survey between open questions and closed questions. What I mean by open questions are basically open questions are more than one word answer questions, which allows responders some freedom to provide a feedback for you. This could potentially be a good opportunity for you to identify potential system improvement or existing challenges. Closed questions are basically a yes, no, or a rating questions, which are easier to measure and report. You also want to maybe combine the two to get a good idea of one aspect of the system. For example, if you're asking the users for a feedback on system responsiveness, and depending on the rating that they choose, you might want to include an open-ended question where you want to ask the users, okay, if the users are not very happy with the response of the system, you want to have a follow-up question where you like, which area of the system that you're not feeling is very responsive, so the user can give you more details on that. As you analyze the responses you're getting back from your users, you're able to identify trends. These trends basically, and those requests and enhancement will feed back into your backlog. It's also very important to acknowledge and provide actions to your users, because you want to make sure that your users get the feeling that they are heard and they are part of the process, they're engaged, and their feedback matters to your overall evaluation. This is an example of a customer engagement satisfaction survey using Microsoft Forms Pro. You can use Microsoft Forms Pro as a tool to distribute and gather survey. It's easy to use. It has an easy to use survey designer. It allows you to have multiple types of questions as well as branching based on the responses. It also offers the real-time analytics for the survey responsive, allows you an easy way to spot trends. It also gives you the ability to export these responses to Excel. This can potentially be useful if you want to feedback some of this feedback into your project planning and activities. The next section, I'm going to discuss the review experiences. As you're reviewing your experiences, there are a couple of principles that you should adopt as part of your development lifecycle. One is data quality. Missing data inaccuracies or data duplication comes with a high cost. Your data helps you understand and manage your customers successfully. So bad data affect your user productivity and waste their time, which lead to increased costs. It also it also could potentially lead to losing your customer due to missed opportunities or a bad service. As you're going through your transition, evaluate how your forms are designed. Some of the best practices are to use option sets and lookups to ensure consistency and reduce errors. Also, you should schedule regular system checks for data inconsistency, incomplete data, and verify all data. The second principle is personal value. Focus on what the user needs. Break down your user groups into different personas and start from there. Everyone is using the same set of entities in the system, but it's how it's being represented to each user group. Focus on insights, not data. How you're going to deliver the value for each user using the system. The last principle to look at is ongoing learning and improvement. Treat your project like a product. Continue to test, validate, learn, and reiterate. Adopt an iterative approach to evaluate and improve your user experience. As you evaluate the system, it's important to understand if the system currently supporting your users is an effective and efficient way or not. Use your usage metrics and user feedback to evaluate how efficient your existing processes are implemented. Identify inefficiencies such as repetitive screens, unnecessary steps. You also want to look at new features and capabilities we're releasing and how these can improve and enhance your overall user experience. Also, you want to stay aligned with the business priorities. Often with time, business needs will shift and change. So you want to make sure that you're aligned with the overall program vision and objectives. Finally, you want to reiterate the business message. You want to make sure that the users understand and very well aware of why are we doing this, and also what's in it for me, for each of the user group. For example, for a seller, this may be the ability to deliver a pipeline data without putting together an Excel sheet or a PowerPoint. For a sales manager, this could be that they're able to have a detailed dashboard where they can drill down into the different sellers and the related opportunity to get a good idea of how their team is performing. As you're building your backlog, it's a good practice to look at the work in terms of business value and effort required. If you look at this chart, the top left corner here represent my quick wins, or these features that will have most of the impact in terms of value to the business user with minimal effort. You can think of this as enabling a new feature or adding a reference panel to your form. On the other hand, if you look at the bottom right corner, these are basically the no-go features for you, because these include features where high effort while they don't provide as much value to your users. If you look at the top right corner, you see these are your strategic items to work on. So these could be a new process, or maybe on a development side could be something like creating a grid-based custom control, where it will require a lot of effort, but in the same time, it's going to provide a lot of enhanced user experience to your user. So you want to make sure as you're planning your iteration moving forward is to combine a little bit of mix of both. So you want to start with delivering your quick wins on the top left right, but also you want to start some of the work on your strategic items. So for example, if I look at feature 21, I want to as part of iteration 1, I will start looking at analysis and design for this to be later on delivered in a following iteration. Next, I'm gonna talk about some of the quick wins you can implement as you transitioning to unified interface that will enhance your user experience. First and foremost is customizing an app welcome page. As your users start using unified interface, one of the very first screens that they're gonna get can be your welcome page. So you want to use the welcome page to provide useful information on some of the updates that you've configured, that you've developed as part of your migration, or maybe include links to videos and how to or getting started tutorials. Second, you can use custom help panes. Custom help panes is a new feature in unified interface. Customer help panes provides you with a way to configure contextual content to guide users throughout their day-to-day activities. Help panes can be used to provide a step-by-step guidance and help promote new features. Custom help panes support text, web link, images, as well as embedded videos and inform question marks. Next, I want to also talk about a new feature that we released, customizable opportunity close dialog. This is one of the most requested features in our sales app. It allows you the opportunity to basically customize the close opportunity dialog, adding relevant information to your business. So, for example, if as part of closing the opportunity, you want to capture what were the key products or what are the key features that made you either win or lose the specific opportunities, you're able to customize this today. You're able to also override the out-of-the-box behavior and implement your own business logic as part of the new form experience. Next, we're also going to be bringing some enhancement to the LinkedIn Sales Navigator integration. Now you can send and view email messages from within Dynamics 365. This greatly improves your seller productivity as it minimizes the need to jump between Sales Navigator app and Dynamics 365 app. One of the new features that we have in the customer service is automatic filtering of knowledge base article. This can greatly optimize your agent knowledge base search experience by basically pre-configuring the knowledge base article search using common attributes between your case and your article entity. Interactive dashboard is a new feature that we're introducing with unified interface. With interactive dashboards, you can slice and dice your work streams with just a couple of clicks. Interactive dashboards offer you a new date range filter with a preset date parameter. You can also select a custom time frame. This means that you don't have to include data filter views when you're setting up your dashboard. Another feature is visual filters, which allows you to include charts in your dashboard, which acts like filters to your work streams. Reference panel is a new feature in the unified interface that allows users to do more with the same space. Users are able to quickly view related records without navigating away from what's important. In the example of a customer service use case, we can see Users can see other racing cases, entitlement, or the ability to see and search knowledge base article without leaving the main case form. You can also add multiple subgrids to your reference panel. I also want to highlight that with unified interface, you only need to design for once and deploy everywhere. If you look at the screen here, you can see that the same form reflows as the real estate on the device changes. So the same form or your desktop will render and reflow on your tablet, phone, as well as in your Outlook client. Next, I want to talk about how you're planning for a future. So as you're planning your transition to unified interface, you should also get familiar with our new update process. I recommend you watch the Business Application Summit in-depth session on how we update our Dynamics 365 Power Apps and Common Data Services. But I want to also discuss a couple of key aspects now. First is our release waves. We want to provide you with the latest features as early as possible. And we want to make sure that we don't break any of your production apps. Your users should not be impacted at all as we're rolling out these new features. So we introduced the release waves concept to make sure that it's predictable and continuous. Our year will be divided into 2 release waves. Wave 1 from April to September, and wave 2 from October to March of the following year. We will also publish our release plans for each wave ahead of time. This will give you a clear visibility into what we're shipping into the next 6 months and when it will be available. For example, the 2019 release waves we published back in June. This is key for you to be able to get ahead of time, start planning how you want to leverage these features, get into it, get these features into your development plan, allocate resources ahead of time so you can maximize your user experience and the benefit out of these new features. We also want to provide you early access to user impacting changes. What I mean by user impacting changes are, these are the mandatory changes that will impact user experience. For example, if I look at the upcoming 2019 Wave 2 mandatory end user changes, these are the form header density changes, timeline changes, or grid enhancement. While these changes improve user productivity, it can also sometimes be confusing and affect your business continuity, as users might have just recently been trained on one user experience, and then they'll get another user experience once these rollouts are done. So during these 2 months that we're providing you the early access, you should test all of the impacting user changes. And if there is any changes that are necessary to your customization and solution, you should also be considering this within the early access period. You can also take this opportunity to roll out these changes to your production environment according to your own organization schedule. All of the features in the early access are production ready, so you can use them in your production. For the rest of the features, it will continue to be released as part of the normal wave cycle. Next, I want to talk about some of the key innovations and key innovations that we have in the market today. We have been making a lot of investment in AI-driven apps to enable you to make data-driven decisions, allowing you to leverage your data and create insights and decisions and uh, data-driven decisions out of them. In sales, marketing, and customer service. We're also releasing Power Apps AI Builder, which allows you to basically create your own AI model and include that in your own custom apps. Next, I want to touch out on a specific two areas of investment when it comes to AI and business applications. One is our key investment in sales. So we have the sales insights for managers, which enables managers to learn about trending topics, competitive trends, and your brand mentions in the market. It allows them to also track important deals, highlight important deals that need attention and guidance to closure. Sales insights also can analyze your sales calls to identify unique behavioral patterns of your top sellers and bring those best practices to the rest of your teams. It also identifies which members of your team need some guidance by reviewing the customer sentiment per seller and the conversation style of the seller. Sales insights for sellers, another application, allows sellers to leverage AI in their day-to-day activities. For example, they can use predictive lead scoring to focus on the right deals and the right leads. They can also use who knows who to basically explore who in their company can help them close their deals faster, or using the relationship inside to make sure that they are on top of what matters for them. Another key investments that we're making in customer service is Omnichannel Hub. Omnichannel Hub is a new modern customizable high productivity app that allows agents to engage with customers across multiple channels, such as chat and SMS. Omnichannel Hub offers contextual customer identification and real-time notification, real-time communication between the different agents or the agent and supervisor. It also provides a set of agent productivity tool like automated knowledge management search or case creation to ensure that the agents are efficient in their work. Omnichannel Hub also provides the view to supervisors to get a real-time visibility and insights into the operational efficiencies of agents and utilization across different channels. Omnichannel comes with a routing and work distribution engines, allowing you to configure agent presence, availability, and routing rules across the multiple channels you're supporting. It also offers integration to Dynamics 365 Virtual Agent, which is another AI-driven app that we have. This includes escalating the conversation. This also includes escalating the conversation from the virtual agent to the human agent if needed, providing a full transcript of the conversation for the human agent taking over the case to automatically get the context of the user need or the user question. Customer service insights is another app that we recently released. Provides AI-driven capabilities to detect emergent topics, allowing you to proactively deliver better customer service experience. The topic details dashboards gives you a detailed overview of key performance indicators for each specific topic. Using AI technology to show you how using AI technology to show you what's the impact by product and channel on customer satisfaction scores and resolution time of this specific topic. It also provides an overview of your customer service case resolution performance, showing you topics that you have the greatest showing you topics that has the greatest positive and negative impact in your resolution time and your customer satisfaction scores. It also provides you with an overview of your team performance, like which agent have the longest resolution time, or agents with the most escalations, or agent with the lowest customer satisfaction score. This allows you to look at how to improve and coach your team members effectively. So what's next for you? Call to action. You should get familiar with the business value and fundamentals of unified interface. Explore and test unified interfaces in your organization today, and plan your transition. Here are some resources that are useful for you as you plan and test out your unified interface in your organization. With that, we conclude the fourth and final chapter of the Unified Interface Playbook. I'll open the floor for questions now.
Great, thank you very much, Mohammed. I can see that we've answered a couple of questions already on the Q&A window. If anybody has any others, feel free to post them now. We'll try and tackle them. If not, then this recording and the deck will be fully available from our community site. It'll be published along with the other chapters which are already up there. So you'll have a chance to download this and go back and review it again. We'll give it a few minutes just to see if there's any more questions that pop in. No, I can see no new questions. So we will close the call early, but thank you very much to everybody that's joined the call and actually watched all of our chapters. We hope you found the content really useful. As mentioned, please head to our community site. We've got a